Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nick, aka Servant Nick 41, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Nick.
And I come back and he's packing my stuff. He's like, "Man, you gotta go." I'm like,
What?
Yeah, come on, man. I'm like, I was pissed, man. I'm like, this the one time I asked for help. This is it. And so I remember I grabbed my big trash bags full of clothes. I threw them in my car, and I was gone. And that was it. That was the start of I'm not going to prison. I'm willing to do anything to not go to prison. I went on the run, and then that was when we started with the one demon. This is where the 7 demons came out.
So where do you go from there?
Oh man, it was first I'm doing really bad. I can't go home. I can't go anywhere. They're already looking for me. So I'm like, what do I do? So I go and I start staying in my connect's house, and I'm broke, and I have my car and I have my clothes in the back. It was a really low moment. And I remember there was this guy that owned this antique store, and I was constantly selling him stuff. So the job I had, I was able to legally come up on a lot of gold or silver or antiques, and I would take him to him. And I had sold him some stolen stuff in the past, but at this point I was doing the right thing. And I go to him, and his name is Doug, and I'm like, "Hey, Doug, man, I don't know what to do. I got a dog. I have my pit bull, and I need help, man. I need like $100, and I'll pay you back, I promise." And he gave me $100, man, and I actually turned that $100 into a very lucrative dealing business and paid him back his money, and I got on top fast. And so now I have a succubus of a girlfriend that has a kid that's just draining me for and money. But I have a house outside of town, and I'm operating in a way that I thought was correct. I live outside of town with my girl and her kid, and I come into town and I sell all day long, 8-10 hour days, and then I go home to my girl and the kid, and I mean the house is full of food and the kid has all the toys, and I was like, man, I'm doing it right now. This is it. And it was working. So then, she's a cheater and a liar, all these bad things, man. And I end up catching her on all these things. But at this point, I couldn't leave her because I felt so bad for her kid. And I'm like, falling in love with her kid is such a good kid. I'm like, man, this is just bad. I don't know how to get out of this. So she ends up saying, hey, we should move back into town and go to her old house, because her baby's dad, who she used to live with, is in jail now, going to prison allegedly, so we could just take over the house on a month-to-month basis. I'm like, all right, we could do that, because she was just constantly crying about being out in the town we were living in. So we go into that town, and everything's working for a little bit. I'm still going, doing my thing, coming home, making really good money, and then my connection gets busted. And in this world, having this style of connection I had, if they get busted, they're shut down for 2-3 weeks. Well,
how do you find out? How do you find out he gets busted?
The phone gets shut off. So this is what you call them when you're in Reno. They're called Mexicans, man. And do you have a Mexican? Who has a Mexican? And the Mexicans are these paisas, these cartel type dudes that speak very little English. And you call one guy and he sends another guy, the runner, right? You call the main dude, the runner shows up where he tells you to meet you. And then there's a level system and a hierarchy. Well, when their phone gets shut off for multiple days, they're busted. So I'm calling one day. I just picked up from him. I'm calling one day and the phone's off. I'm like, okay. Call him the next day, the phone's off. I'm like, this isn't good. Now I'm calling, phone's off all day. I'm okay. Obviously, there was a bust in there somewhere. So what they'll do is never the main people that get busted most of the time. It's the runner. So they'll shut down for a couple weeks and then come back in.
Well, is that why they have runners? So they don't get robbed and the police keeps the police off their track?
Yeah. Well, what the runner is the runner's just a throwaway. They bring him in from Mexico and they pay him low dollar amounts of money, like I think $500 a week, to run massive amounts of all over town to whoever. They don't get to decide. They say, hey, here, go here, and they go there. You'd be walking right into a setup because the dude on the phone doesn't know, because he's just answering the calls.
Yeah.
So they send these throwaways out, and throwaways get arrested, but they already sent all their money home. They do a couple years in prison. They go back to Mexico, and they come back and do it again. So these are just like the low level guys. In this 2 weeks of finding out they got, knowing that they got busted, I was driving a Honda Goldwing, and the motorcycle, I just bought it, chopped it all up. And remember, I'm on the run right now. I'm doing too much. So the gas tank on a Honda Goldwing is actually a false tank. It's a glove box, and the gas tank's under the seat. In this gas tank, I have a 9mm HK VP9 I just put in there, wrapped in a black shirt, and we were going to go out to Tahoe. And we're getting pulled over. And I was gonna run because there's no chase law in Nevada with motorcycle. I was gonna run, but the shocks on the bike weren't mounted on correctly. He's already not driving safe. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pull over. So I have a bunch of drugs hidden in my waistband. I got this 9mm, and the cops pull up, and I'm talking to them. I end up giving them someone else's name that I knew, and the crazy part was that guy was completely covered in tattoos, and they were asking me, where are the praying hands on the side of your neck? Where are these tattoos? I'm like, man, I went to the best tattoo laser removal specialist in California, and I'm giving them this long, drawn out story, bro. And my girlfriend's over there, and my sister's already came. She already called my sister. My sister's over there, like they're parked on the outskirts, watching, seeing what's happening. Bro, they end up letting me go and impounded the motorcycle. But he kept asking, hey, what's in this? What's in this glove box? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have the key because I didn't. The key had actually broken off in the motorcycle ignition. You could pry open the glove box though and pry it back shut. I'm like, I don't know. I just got the bike. And so they impound the motorcycle. Well, they illegally took the motorcycle, impounded it, and put it on the side of the road and searched it, found the gun. Lied and said that the towing company found the gun and reported it. So this was one big messed up case as it came out. But so now they go to my sister's house, try to hit my sister's house. Now the cops are really looking for me. And connection just got busted. So now I'm literally like, there was one point where I'm literally running from cops and don't have any money now because the connection gets busted. I can't go home. I can't go anywhere. And this is where I just go into like a massive life of crime of robbing and stealing. And if it was there and I could make money off it, I was taking it.
And now you have the warrant for the gun and the other warrant. What's that for? Violation of probation or?
Yeah, so that'd be violation of probation with those cases hanging over my head of the possession of stolen credit cards and uttering forged instrument, which is writing stolen checks. And now I got the gun charge, evading police, and multiple charges came out of that gun charge because I gave them false names. You know, a lot. And this was actually the crazy part was that this was highway patrol went and hit my sister's house. They don't even do that. But they are swarming my sister's house looking for me multiple times. They actually pulled up on my sister's boyfriend multiple times thinking it was me. And so now I'm in a life of crime. So my sister has like a staircase in her house that goes upstairs. And so you go up a part, there's a flat, and then you go up another part. Well, her boyfriend peels a carpet back, cuts a hole out of that, and builds a bedroom in there that you can recover with a door and cover with carpet. So this was my room. I would sneak into my sister's house late at night if I had nowhere else to go, if I couldn't figure something out, and I'd go into this dungeon-style room and get high all night trying to figure out what my next move was.
In the staircase.
In the staircase. And the cops would come. They never came when I was down there, but at one point my sister's boyfriend then became on the run. He was hiding down there. They were looking in the kitchen cupboards for him. They're like, we know, we just saw him come in here. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so this little dummy room worked. This is where the transition actually happened of crimes. Like, so I was starting to commit crimes here, but I was really down. And then I just gave up on everything. And now that's when I went out. And so I don't think I ever went back to my sister's dungeon, thankfully, but I started going out there and taking everything and selling it all. And the crazy part is the had me so like my mind just wasn't functioning that I would I'd go steal the stuff. I would sell the stuff. I'd go to 7-Eleven to buy something. I'd gamble all the money I just got from the stolen stuff. And I'd go out and have to steal more stuff. This is one night. And now I'm just making multiple runs to end up in the morning sick, not having any gas, not having any food, not having any cigarettes, nothing. I'm like, dude, I'm just in a circle. I'm just chasing my tail.
So you're just living reckless as hell.
Dude, it was bad.
Are you carrying a gun at the time too?
So I got to the point where at first it was a real gun, then it ended up being one of those pellet guns that looks like a real gun. And my goal was that I was getting by cop. I wasn't going to prison. In my mind, it was set in stone. If a cop pulls me over, I'm pulling out this airsoft pistol that looks real and gonna aim it at him so that they shoot me. It was either that or I was going to try to take myself out at some point, which I ended up trying to do and still lived. But my goal was not going to prison, no matter what I had to do to get there.
No. So what happens next?
Oh, man. So I'm still doing it. So we have my girlfriend and I, we have this great ideas, right? We're going to move to California. We're going to go back to where I'm from. No money. So we go at one point, we end up getting to Auburn, California. We stay in a motel and we're trying to get on or something, trying to figure out wing it. It just doesn't work. So we end up coming back a couple of days later, sick. We come back into town. We're like, okay, we're gonna set this up better. We're gonna set this up where we have more money to go and do this. So now we're gonna move to, I think, Chickaloo, California, which is a super small town. So we go, and I'm stockpiling stuff, stockpiling stolen stuff, stolen trailers. I mean, dude, I don't understand. Like, to this day, I mean, I don't understand how I was getting away with what I was getting away with. Like,
Where are you
it's
getting
just
this stuff from?
everywhere. And I
Just
mean, it
robbing
didn't,
houses? Are you?
dude, it didn't matter. If it was there, I was taking it. If it was outside houses, outside stores, in stores, trucks, it didn't matter. I mean, dude, it was insane. I was literally a menace to society. I mean, looking back now and knowing who I am, now I'm like, I don't even understand the depth of where I was. It's so crazy to even, like, even my wife, she's like, I don't even know who you're talking about when you talk about that person. Like, no one sees it, that knows me nowadays. Like, I don't see how you could have ever been like that. The Satan was holding me down, and I was just feeding into these attacks and feeding into this temptation. So, okay, so I build up the stockpile. Stockpile is big. Like, this is $100,000 stockpile probably. And we're gonna go out of town, it's a little town. I'm gonna slowly sell things outside of town, not in town because it's too much. And I'm gonna get clean, and we're gonna live a happy-go-lucky life on the run. I don't know what I was thinking. It obviously wasn't correct. So I work. It's snowing, and I'm driving a stolen Jeep, towing a stolen trailer full of stolen stuff. And my girl's at Walmart, and I'm like, okay, so this is how we're gonna get there. Well, the Jeep was old, and it couldn't tow the trailer that well in the snow. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, and I stole this big turbo diesel truck, and I tell my girl, hey, meet me over here at this old folks home where I have everything parked and I got everything staged to do the transfer. And I switched over the trailer, and now I'm pulling everything out of the inside of the Jeep, put it in the back of the truck. I remember I dropped that pistol, and I can remember so vividly today. I drop it in the back of the Jeep, and I remember thinking to myself, dang, I should grab that. I might need that. And then I'm thinking, nah, I'm not gonna need that. Get all the stuff loaded up. I get in the truck, and I look back, and here comes a cop. I'm like, oh no.